DBS Bank Ltd is a Singaporean bank, previously known as the Development Bank of Singapore Limited, before the present name was adopted in July 2003 to reflect its changing role as a regional bank. The bank was set up by the Government of Singapore in June 1968 to take over the industrial financing activities from the Economic Development Board. Today, its branches numbering more than 100 can be found island-wide. DBS Bank is the largest bank in Southeast Asia by assets and among the larger banks in Asia. It has market-dominant positions in consumer banking, treasury and markets, asset management, securities brokerage, equity and debt fundraising in Singapore and Hong Kong. The bank's strong capital position, as well as AA and A1 credit ratings that are among the highest in the Asia-Pacific region, earned it Global Finance's Safest Bank in Asia accolade for 6 consecutive years, from 2009 to 2014. With operations in 17 markets, the bank has a regional network spanning more than 250 branches and over 1,100 ATMs across 50 cities. Acquisition of Pos B Bank. In 1998, DBS Bank merged with Pos B Bank, giving it a dominant market share with over 4 million customers. The Post Office Savings Bank was renamed as Pos Bank in March 1990. It was subsequently fully acquired by DBS Bank on November 16, 1998 for 1.6 billion Singapore dollars. At the same time, ceased to exist as a statutory board under the Ministry of Finance. Pos B Bank still operates one of the highest number of bank branches in Singapore, especially in the suburban neighbourhoods, and operates the highest number of ATM outlets throughout Singapore. The integration of both banks allowed customers of either bank to share the facilities. DBS Bank depositors may use the cash deposit machine installed island-wide in Pos Bank branches, likewise for Pos B Bank depositors. Shareholders. The largest shareholders as of February 24, 2015 are Citibank nominees Singapore Pte Limited 471,246,909 shares 19.01%, Majid Holdings Pte Limited 428,888,448 shares 17.30%, DBS nominees Pte Limited 428,434,073 shares 17.28%, Maersk Holdings Limited 284,145,301 shares 11.46%, DBS Services Pte Limited 210,026,315 shares 8.47%, HSBC nominees Pte Limited 159,863,455 shares 6.45%. Percentage is calculated based on the total number of issued ordinary shares, excluding treasury shares. Maersk Holdings Limited, a company wholly owned by the Ministry of Finance, is deemed to be interested in all the ordinary shares held by Majid. In addition, Maersk is deemed to be interested in 4,449,781 ordinary shares in which its other subsidiaries and associated companies have or are deemed to have an interest pursuant to Section 4 of the Securities and Futures Act, Chapter 289. International operations. DBS has branches and offices in China, Dubai, Hong Kong, India, Indonesia, Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam, United Kingdom and United States. Hong Kong DBS started its operations in Hong Kong in 1999 by acquiring Kwong On Bank from Lung's family and Japanese-based Fuji Bank, and renamed it as DBS Kwong On Bank. It acquired Dao Heng Bank in 2001. The three banks were later merged under the trading name of DBS. China strategically located in the key trade and financial hubs of China, DBS has a network of full-service branches in Beijing, Guangzhou, Shanghai, Shenzhen, Suzhou, Tianjin, Dongguan, Nanning and Hangzhou, and representative offices in Fuzhou which provide a comprehensive range of commercial and corporate banking services. In December 2006, DBS Bank received approval from the China Banking Regulatory Commission to prepare for local incorporation in China. DBS is the only Singapore bank among 9 foreign banks to receive this approval. In 2010, it also became the first Singapore bank to issue UnionPay debit cards in China. Taiwan. In May 2008, DBS integrated Taiwan's Bao Bank into its operations after acquiring the Good Bank assets in February. There are 40 distribution outlets across the country, half of which are based in Taipei. India. Headquartered in the commercial capital of Mumbai, DBS operates via a network of 12 bank branches across India in Bangalore, Chennai, Cuddalore, Kolhapur, Kolkata, Moradabad, Mumbai, Nashik, New Delhi, Pune, Salem and Surat. DBS India had a 37.5% stake in DBS Cholamandalam Finance, a non-bank financial institution. In April 2009, it transferred its shares to the parent company DBS Investments of India Limited, thus terminating its shareholder agreement in Cholamandalam DBS. Indonesia. DBS has a 99% owned subsidiary, PT Bank DBS Indonesia, with 39 branches and sub-branches in 11 cities. On April 2012, DBS announced that it was planning to buy over a majority stake in Bank Danamon from Temasek Holdings. Initial reactions to the proposed purchase in Indonesia were cautious, with most commentators saying that the deal was expected to be approved but that government regulators would doubtless wish to look at some of the details, including reciprocity from Singapore policy makers, quite closely before making a final decision. On July 31, 2013, DBS announced that it had allowed the Bank Danamon bid to lapse, but that they remained committed to Indonesia and will continue to invest and grow franchise. The Islamic Bank of Asia. DBS Bank launched the Islamic Bank of Asia on May 7, 2007, after receiving official approval from the Monetary Authority of Singapore for a full bank license. IB Asia's founding shareholders include majority stakeholder DBS and 34 Middle Eastern investors from prominent families and industrial groups from Gulf Cooperation Council countries. DBS IB Secure Device and Internet Banking. Starting in late 2006, the bank began releasing to its internet banking customers a dual-factor authentication device to assist in thwarting phishing attacks. The DBS IB Secure Device is a hardware device with a key fob form factor that generates a password that is linked to the logon name. The password changes every 60 seconds and once used is no longer valid. The institution code for DBS is 7171. In 2012, DBS introduced a new generation IB Secure device as part of the financial industry-wide initiative for an even safer online banking experience. The device has stronger authentication capabilities and provides users with an extra layer of security against potential fraudulent activities and threats. DBS has a total of 2.4 million internet banking users in Singapore as of 2013. Mobile banking. On April 15, 2010, DBS Bank launched mobile banking service, M-Banking, to both DBS and Pos B customers. It allows customers to view their banking and credit card accounts, transfer funds and pay bills via their mobile phones. Customers will need to download an application from the Google Play Store or iTunes App Store by searching DBS M-Banking or Pos B M-Banking to use the service. M-Banking was already soft-launched on both DBS and Pos B websites on April 10, 2010 with more than 2,300 downloads. Customers using M-Banking will be protected by DBS Bank's Money Safe Guarantee. The bank promised reimbursements if there are any unauthorized transactions. As of 2013, there were 839,000 M-Banking users in Singapore. 1 hour 15. Earnings rise to record 2.39 billion Singapore dollars, a strong second quarter, similar to the record first quarter, propelled DBS Group's first half 2015 net profit to a new high of 2.39 billion Singapore dollars. First half total income exceeded 5 billion Singapore dollars for the first time. Improved net interest margin, broad-based fee income growth and stronger treasury contributions resulted in a 14% increase in total income to 5.43 billion Singapore dollars. For the second quarter, Net profit rose 15% from a year ago to 1.12 billion Singapore dollars. Total income grew 16% to 2.69 billion Singapore dollars as net interest income and fee income reached new quarterly highs. Awards: Best SME Banking Brand in Taiwan awarded by Global Brands Magazine, Best Customer Service Brand in Taiwan awarded by Global Brands Magazine. References